Chapter 1. Hope in the Darkness. In the vast expanse of the universe, among stars and uncharted regions, one bright point shone against the blackness of the cosmos. From a distance, it could have been mistaken for a star, but it was a planet, its dense atmosphere reflecting the splendor of 3 suns. For that reason, it had long been known as the Kingdom of Light. For centuries, the Kingdom of Light had endured assault after assault and still remained standing. But its age of victory was nearing its end. Dargos had risen against it, leading the army of the Kronkos, amphibious creatures of towering height, monstrous strength, and merciless speed. They were overrunning the human world with such violence that the threat no longer belonged to one kingdom alone. If the Kingdom of Light fell, the balance of the universe itself would tremble. The planet had become the stage of a cosmic war, and its defenders were breaking beneath the weight of invasion. Yet amid the ruin, one figure still carried hope. She was not a warrior crowned with victories, nor a conqueror whose name inspired armies. She was a desperate young woman fleeing for her life. For 3 days, a squad of Kronkos pursued her across the Suntress Valley. They hunted her with the precision of seasoned predators, following every broken branch, every footprint, every disturbance in the mud until they reached the Enchanted Swamp. Since they could not speak with words, they roared into the night, their fury sharpened by the hunger to seize their fugitive. The last hope of the Kingdom of Light was about to be cornered. Princess Gemma's determination remained iron, but exhaustion had begun to betray her body. The high-pitched wheezing of the Kronkos pressed against her back. Her ears heard nothing but that piercing moan. Her knees trembled so violently that each step felt impossible. The soft ground dragged at her feet, sinking them into puddles of mud and forcing her to stagger whenever she tried to run. Weariness clouded her senses until reality and imagination blurred. She turned to one side and felt as if an unseen gaze were driving a stake into her back. She turned to the other and imagined something malicious crouched among the shadows, waiting for the right instant to strike. At times, she convinced herself she had only seen a mirage. At others, she knew, without knowing how, that something was watching. The wind moaned through the treetops. Icy air struck the dry branches scattered across the rocks, and beneath those rocks were caves carved into the earth, dens where strange reptiles hid from the cold. Some crawled out in fear at the presence of a stranger. Others, larger and more patient, remained in their crypts and waited for nature to deliver them food. The night was blacker than ever. Gemma lifted her eyes to the sky, searching for stars that might guide her, but she found only dense fog and a gray varnish of clouds threatening to release snow over the darkness that covered the swamp. Only the ancient trees witnessed her flight. Their thick trunks had been battered by centuries, and their roots sank deep into the muddy soil, almost as deep as the despair now pressing against Princess Gemma's soul. "My daughter, listen to me carefully. Don't let the Kronkos capture you. If they get too close, you must strike the mystical sphere against your chest." The voice of Nautrex, her father, returned to her as if it had crossed the swamp itself. "Don't lose it. Its power is enormous." only it can protect you from danger. Another voice rose in her memory, urgent and desperate. Nautrex, let Gemma use the mystical sphere. Someone had shouted amid the mob of Kronkos. Fight, Keltrox. I will not risk my daughter's life. Nautrex had answered. Gemma was still trapped inside that memory when a Kronko appeared before her. Before she could turn away, the creature seized one of her legs and hurled her into the mud. She clawed at the ground, driving her elbows and toes into the mire, trying to crawl forward, but the Kronko tightened its grip with every movement.